How to gain clarity for maximum results. Let's get into it. So you want to be clear about your goals, you want to be clear about your vision, you want to be clear about your strategies, you want to be clear about your actions, you want to be clear about how you're measuring all of that. That's absolutely critical, right? What we plan to accomplish, we can accomplish. You want then to be somebody as a leader who can gain clarity with your team. So what does that look like? You know, I'm leading meetings, I'm talking to people one-on-one, and I'm always listening for what's unclear. Okay, what's unclear? Because I'll hear leading teams or being on a team, somebody will say, sometimes they say, I don't know anything about that. Okay, stop. Let's stop and look. What's unclear about what we're talking about? What's unclear about the path forward? What's unclear about the strategy? And you're not saying it to catch somebody or to call them out. You're saying it because you're committed that there's clarity on the team. Because remember, clarity gives us our best thinking. Clarity gives us our most quality. So I want clarity on the team, and I'm willing to stick with any conversation for as long as it takes to support people being clear, including if I'm not clear on something, I'm going to ask, I'm not clear on that. Can I get some clarity around it? Okay, it's a great question to ask. And I'm not saying it because I disagree. I'm saying it because I'd like some clarity so I can be responsible for what we're doing here. And I know what's expected of me, and I know what the team expects, and what the team knows what's expected from me. Okay, so gaining clarity is this world in which you can interact with each other, interact with yourself. And again, the secret here is anywhere that you sense that there's confusion or unclarity or uncertainty, just have real conversations with people. Say, okay, what are we not clear about here? Let's dig down a little bit. Let's look deeper. What is it that's the real issue that we're hung up on here? Okay, and this will often give you such an advantage in really executing, really implementing, really getting things done on time, real productivity, because most leaders do not have the discipline or perhaps the knowledge to go to the source of where there's unclarity. They just step over it because it's so natural for people to be unclear about things. It's like, oh, they'll figure it out on their own. No, don't do that. You know, if we're sending somebody to the moon, I don't want one of the key engineers, I guess we're sending somebody to Mars now, right? Or beyond. I don't want one of the engineers to be unclear about the mission. You know, if you're sitting in this room on that chair sending somebody up to space, let's make sure you're clear about both what you're doing and what other people are doing. Clarity is power. Clarity is effectiveness. Clarity is execution. Clarity is excellence. Clarity is accomplishment. Listen for clarity around you. And where you don't hear it, ask questions, inquire. Where you're not clear, ask questions, inquire, until you're at the point where you say, oh, I see, I get it, I see. Now, to be a leader like that, you got to be somebody who's more committed to having things work and having things be accomplished than sitting back and going, yeah, I knew that wouldn't work. We weren't clear about it. Well, don't be that person. Be the person who cares about the mission succeeding, not blowing up, yes? So, the high performance practice is to notice anything that's not clear around you on the team or for yourself and have new conversations. Start to ask different questions. Start to say, hey, let's slow down here a bit. I don't think we're clear on the next steps. Or don't assume that. You could say, I'm sorry, I'm not clear on the next steps. Can we slow down and can we just make sure that we're got what's in place to have this be successful? Too many teams rush in implementation. Too many teams assume that something's going to get done. Too many teams cross their fingers when it gets to actually implementing their best strategies and plans, and they fail at execution. Gaining clarity is key for you and the team to execute like a master. So, be out there, listen for where there's unclarity, raise your hand, speak up, interrupt, and look, because you'll be somebody who actually cares about the success of the team and the success of the project, not just being right about why it didn't work after. So, Be on the lookout for where there is unclarity. Embrace the unclarity. Love the unclarity. Ask questions about the unclarity and see if you can move from being unclear to clear. See if you can move from the team being unclear to clear. See if you can move from anything about what you have as the business goal set from being unclear for people to clear. Yes, the path always changes. Yes, there'll be more unclarity. So this is not some perpetual state that you arrive at that's there forever. You're always going to need to readjust, but that's because you're readjusting to gain more and more clarity. That will give you more and more power as a leader, more and more effectiveness as a team, and more results in the bank.